Like,
Welcome to the Cafe A, about to give you live stream play-by-play. CJ in here, Terry in here, I'm just trying to get your boss speakers up here. What we say, started on this journey, we ain't never trying to finish. First phase, this is just beginning of this business. Thanks for tuning in because we really need a witness. Running in this race, but it's Terry with the vision. CJ ideas with the quickness. Then it's me connect, add business. Next, add y'all the audience to the mix. Woo, stay lit, my guy, we winning. Time to have fun, Cafe, whoa. 3 creative, 3 perspective, 1 goal. Grab your popcorn now, let's play. Everybody, welcome to Creative Cafe, hey.
Turn on back to Amazon.
Devin, mute your mic, player.
What up, y'all?
Uh-oh, we getting playback.
Welcome to the Cafe A, about to give you live stream play-by-play. CJ in here, Terry in here, I'm just trying to get your boss speakers up here. What we say, started on this journey, we ain't never trying to finish. First phase, this is just beginning of this business. Thanks for tuning in because we really need a witness. Running in this race, but it's Terry with the vision. CJ ideas with the quickness. Then it's me connect, add business. Next, add y'all the audience to the mix. Woo!
All right, hold up, player. Somebody got something playing in the background. I didn't win live. I didn't win live. I don't know. Hey, look, I'm sorry, y'all. Look, they supposed to be quiet and let the music play. I had Devin having conversations and talking about Amazon. I don't know what he doing. He trying to do his own ad spot. And then we got Terry over here on his phone watching YouTube videos. Player, what's up?
man, my man. Is we live or we live?
We are live, player. We are in the building.
Hello, everyone.
What up, y'all? Hey, y'all just got a little behind the scenes of what we talk about, sorry.
Well, nobody talking about nothing. They was supposed to be quiet, player. That's all it was.
That's behind the scenes, spilling all the sauce. Giving out all the play details.
Man.
Hey, what's up, everybody that's here, man? Hope y'all having a day.
What up? What up, everybody?
Hey,
what up?
Hefe, what up? Savant Technologies, what up? We're going to wait a few more seconds before we initiate the roll call.
I'll tweet it out real quick.
Yeah, let me tweet this out. We getting a lot of rain right now. What about y'all?
Man, it's sunshine over here today.
It's sunshine. Shut up.
Hey, man. Hey, you got to take these days when you can get them.
I heard that. Let me go ahead and tweet this out to all of my Twitter friends. Hey, if you are in here this early, tweet it out, man. Tell everybody come through. Come kick it with us. We're going to be talking a lot of good stuff tonight.
I'm trying to figure out why my computer is going real slow.
Probably because.
Wait a minute.
All right, let me tweet this out, man. We live, baby.
All right. Tweet this joint out. Let's see here.
All right.
Who just heart my Twitter post?
Said what?
Oh, Tech Motivation just heart my Twitter post.
You just say just heart my Twitter post? Or just like
So now y'all know anytime you like something for Terry, it's a heart. You giving Terry your heart.
Man, we ain't gonna let that slide, Terry. Yo,
hey, this is totally unrelated, man. I went to see Angel Has Fallen. Did y'all see that movie yet?
Nah, I ain't watched it yet. I want to go check that out though.
Man, let me tell you something. Like, I'm not a big movie head, but I think it was the best out of the series. I'm just gonna throw that out. Yeah, that's the
better than the first one. Because the first one was the best one.
The first one was legit. The second one was kind of over the top cheesy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The third one, I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. It's like it's your typical, international espionage crap, but they did it good. You know what I'm saying?
I might check that out, man.
Yeah, go ahead and check that out. You get it on bootleg anyway, so just go ahead.
Allegedly. All of this alleged conversation. Nah, but I got so many movies I ain't seen yet, man. I've been so far behind in watching movies or going to the movies in general, man. I've been so far behind. I ain't watched. I still gotta watch Toy Story,
Aladdin.
I don't know, man, about that Aladdin, but
Lion King.
Yeah, I still ain't watched Lion King yet.
I haven't neither.
I'm so far behind, man. But hey,
CJ over there in the cut, like, yeah, I seen all of them already.
Nah, I ain't seen. I only saw.
Man, y'all late.
Nah, I need to see Lion King.
He like, man, I done saw Lion King 8
Nah,
already.
hey, what y'all talk? Nah, Player ain't been getting to no movies and stuff. I'm about ready to start chilling out, man. A Player been on that verge of burnout.
Mode, man.
No, I haven't. No, I haven't. Hey, only for CJ Knows Tech. I ain't dropped a video on my other 2 channels for like 2 weeks, but that's on purpose because
that's real.
I'm in the cut. I'm low key like burnt out right now, but I'm always keep CJ Knows Tech going though. But I'm in the cut, man.
I feel you.
Let's say
right,
in the
man.
Caribbean. This
Caribbean.
player in the Caribbean. Hold up, player.
Oh, he's in the Caribbean. Oh,
I'm in the slums of Ohio, and you talking about the Caribbean.
Oh, well, shoot. Hey, he ain't. Hey, man, the Caribbean's getting hit hard right now, man. Hurricane Dorian is. Hey, man, be safe out there, yo.
Yeah, man. That's
for sure, man. Because it ain't no joke. Because the Bahamas right now is getting.
Oh, player. Wonder why them chips was them tickets were so cheap, yo. It's hurricane season, player.
right. Come on down.
All right, man. Look, listen. I gotta get us back on track. Cause last stream we ran way over because Devin would not stop talking. So we gonna go ahead and initiate the roll call. If this is your first time on our live stream channel, I'm stuttering today. What's going on? Welcome to Creator Cafe. We talk about all types of creative stuff. We talk about techniques. We talk about problems. We talk about the struggles of being a creator. And welcome. So we're going to go ahead and initiate the roll call. Whose turn is it this time? I think it's CJ's turn.
And shout out to the replay.
I mean, I was trying to get everybody to say something in the chat because as of right now, it's El Jefe Reviews. Our head of security, thank you, El Jefe, for being here this Sunday. And then we got Savant Technologies in the Caribbean trying to dodge hurricanes.
That's right.
And then we got some other people up in here, but they are that's C-Kid.
Let yourself be known, man. Let yourself be known.
But yeah, we about to answer questions for the folks. They not up in the building, but we might as well get into it, right?
Let's get into it.
Let's go ahead and get it popping, man. Hold on, let me sip this coffee real quick. Wait 1 second.
He literally drank that cup in like 2 minutes. I swear he just came down and it was a full cup.
Yeah, that's why I'm sweating right now. I'm over here sweating. Let's go ahead and jump into this, man. What's the first question there? Who is from, player?
It's from Iconic, I believe, right? Devin, oh man, Devin, we need you.
I got it right here.
Okay. Can you please drop that?
I got you. The first
Where
question.
is CJ at, man? Here we go.
Already, man, off the back. CJ done went ghost on us.
Where is CJ?
All right, so we'll go ahead and get into it, man. So Iconic Mods, man, major supporter of the show. He asked the question, what is each one of you guys' approach when it comes to creating your thumbnails?
What is CJ doing in the back?
He probably got his mic muted.
Man, this dude, no, I definitely hear something from CJ's background.
That's because we on Skype.
Man, CJ got jumped by bots is what happened.
All right, there we go. My light done went out. All right, we back. All right, so the question is what is... Hey, CJ back. What up, baby?
Hey, CJ, welcome back, man.
All right, so the question is what is... every one of us, like, what's each one of us approach when it comes to creating thumbnails for your videos? Because as y'all already know, man, if you don't know, if y'all out there listening or whatnot, like,
some people don't know, so we need to say what it is.
Yeah, so basically your thumbnails, man, I'm starting to learn, and like I said, I'm still learning when it comes to creating thumbnails. I will say, out of the 3 of us, CJ is the master of thumbnails in the group. But no, I'm still learning when it comes to thumbnails. But I will say, for those out there that don't know, is that thumbnails are seriously important. It is probably, what I'm learning is one of the most important things next to the title, as far as searchability. I mean, when it comes to thumbnails, for me, like when I create my thumbnails, I try to, before I even get into creating the video now, I start thinking about how I want the thumbnails to be. And one of the newest things that I started doing is actually telling people in the thumbnail somehow what the video is about right off the bat. So like my last couple videos or whatever, like within those thumbnails, I try my best to put words on there to whereas like it's showing you exactly or it's telling you exactly what the video is about. So that way, when they see it, it's like, okay, this is what this video is about before they even get to the title of that actual video. So it's something that's eye-catching. I try to add a lot of colors to my thumbnails just because when you're looking at a bunch of different videos that's out there that may show up in your feed, you want your thumb, at least for me, I want my thumbnail to pop out. So I try my best to add a lot of colors, a lot of vibrant and bright colors to it, just so it kind of stands out. And that's the method that I'm trying right now. I don't know if it's the right method, but that's the method that I'm rolling with right now. But thumbnails is super important. But I will say thumbnails is something that I hate. I hate doing. I hate thumbnails.
I'll go next. Yeah, thumbnails. I think it's one of the guys I sold some of my camera gear to like 2 weeks ago. He's becoming a content creator, right? And you know, we out there talking, and he like, you know, thumbnail this. What is a thumbnail? I'm like, seriously, dude, you don't know what a thumbnail is? So a lot of people don't know what a thumbnail is. So I guess let me define it for you. When you're scrolling in YouTube, right, and that small picture pops up as kind of like a little mini preview of what to expect in the video, that small picture is the thumbnail. So the way I think about thumbnails is, again, we're all learning, man. I try to make thumbnails that if I were scrolling looking for a specific topic that I think I would click on. So that's what I try to do with my thumbnails. Now, I'm not the best of it. I do try to use bold colors, like Devin said, that pops out. And, you know, thumbnails is basically creativity. But what I do recommend doing is whatever video you are about to put up, do a search on YouTube for whatever it is you're about to post a video and take a look at those like top 10 thumbnails. Those are your competition. So those thumbnails are the ones that you need to, I guess, outshine or create because, like I said, when you think about it, when you're on YouTube, what makes you click on a video? An attractive thumbnail and an attractive title. So that's my 2 cents on it. CJ is the master, so I'll let him talk.
All right, hold on. This is all false. This is all false. I'm going to say this. Number one, I hate making thumbnails. Unfortunately, it's the most important thing to a video, and when I'm done with a video, editing it, I despise having to figure out what the thumbnail is going to be. I do a lot of screen grabs, which some people say don't do that. Sometimes in the video, if I'm conscious and I remember, I'll pose for it in the video. A lot of times I'm just grabbing random screen grabs that just have emotion on the face, and hopefully I'm like looking into the camera or something like that. There's techniques people say, like if people can see your eyes, that creates certain thing. There's also like a reactive emotion to whatever, if you're talking about a product or just an event, some type of emotion is important. And honestly, you just want something clean and attractive. The best advice I have for you is when you're on YouTube and you're just viewing and you see thumbnails that entice you and get you to click, like just take notes. Maybe take a screenshot of that thumbnail and just analyze it, reverse engineer it and break it down and just see what about that thumbnail made you click. And then maybe you can find out some tips and tricks from looking at other people. I just look at other people who do it well and, you know, take little bits and pieces and throw it together. But I hate making thumbnails. I despise it. Sometimes I get it right, sometimes I don't.
But you know what the thing, people put all that work into a video. I'm talking about hours and hours of editing to put a crappy thumbnail on there. Like you basically shoot yourself in the foot if you do that. So
that's a fact.
Like if you going, I would say like Roberto Blake says that the thumbnail is more important than the dang on video. And in a sense, it's kind of true because if you put all this work into a video, what good is the video if nobody's ever going to click on it? So I definitely think like if you spent 6 hours editing a video, spend the extra hour, as much as we hate it, or maybe do your thumbnail first. Maybe that's something I'll start trying because I think part of our psyche is like once we spend 6 hours and we finish complete and we export in our head, we done with the project. So anything over and above that, it's like, oh my God, why do I got to do this? So maybe I'll start doing my thumbnail first. And that way I'll be more enthusiastic about it and, you know, more eager to get it done and probably more creative too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think those are definitely tips. CJ said something good. I think it is good. Like, you know, some people out there in the Twitter world and YouTube world be haters because y'all know I love talking about the haters, man. I love talking about the haters. But some people hate because like when you have an emotion or like a clickbait face on there, but that's how people connect, man. We connect through facial expressions and emotions and stuff like that. So don't be afraid, man, to put a crazy, reaction of yourself reacting to whatever it is that you putting it up. That's what's going to get people to click.
No, that's a fact. Savant said he keeps a simple approach. He don't include too much words or no words on his thumbnails, and he keeps it simple and clean, and he edits his thumbnails in Lightroom. Look at that boy over there. You talking Terry language right there.
Lightroom is truth.
I agree. I think clean and simple is good. Some people can, but also some people go over the top with it, and it still has that clean, just like mine. Like Brandon's really good with his thumbnails. Roberto Blake is really good as far as like
Roberto's
they put
world class with
they put a lot into their thumbnails. Like you can see it. Even John Prosser, he puts a lot into his thumbnails. So you can be very intricate or you can be very simple. But you just got to find that fine. I don't know. You can't overdo it. You can't underdo it. I swear, that's why I hate thumbnails. It's like there's no way to get it perfect. It's the most annoying thing in the world. So. Yeah,
and that's the biggest thing I think with thumbnails is like there's no formula to it. It's just if you find something that works, keep rolling with it. Like if you're noticing something that's working, just keep rolling with it. I know El Jefe mentioned about A/B testing with TubeBuddy. He says it's super helpful to find out what works. I've actually yet to use A/B testing.
I don't even
with
know
my thumbnail. It's basically so, and people can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think basically what it is if you have one thumbnail up and you can test it against like another thumbnail that may have worked or whatever, and you can do testing and it will spit back results of which one it thinks is going to be the most successful thumbnail out of the two that you got.
Wow.
And so
shout out to TubeBuddy.
I know there are some.
Got a plug?
There's definitely, I don't know, it might be a link down there. I think I might have a link down there for TubeBuddy, but I highly recommend TubeBuddy. Like, if you don't, I did a couple videos about it, like, if you want to go watch it, but it's like literally the sidekick to YouTube. There's a couple other great programs out there as well, but I do personally use TubeBuddy, and I like it. I enjoy it.
A big shout out to Travis and also Devin. Let me tell you why. So before we move on,
like what I
Devin, no. This is something like everybody needs to take a page out of. Devin, before every single video drops, Devin has minimum 4 thumbnails. 4 thumbnails.
Yeah, that's smart. No,
but
that's smart.
But let me tell you why. Because Travis figured out in the new YouTube Studio beta, you can actually see your real-time traffic. And what Travis will do is big shout out to Travis MCP. If y'all not following him, that's literally his name on Twitter, Travis MCP. But what he'll do is if a video is not performing well, he will change that thumbnail in a heartbeat, and then you can see in real time after you change it if your reach starts to go up based off your thumbnail. So Devin always got 4 or 5 thumbnails tucked. I'm definitely gonna start doing that too.
Yeah, and that's another thing. I said I hate making thumbnails, and these fools telling me to make 4 of them. How you think you gonna make 4 and then 1 take off? You got 3 that you put all this work in, but it's low key necessary. Ah man, I tell you, man, that's why I don't like thumbnails.
Man, Devin come through the chat. Devin come through our chat. Like I need to ask y'all something.
So here's what I actually do, y'all. So I come up there, and it probably I ain't gonna lie. I think one time, man, I hit
7 thumbnails.
I think it was like 1 in the morning. I'm like, yo, y'all up? But yeah, man, like I just try to see like if there's, if one's working, if one's not gonna work, man. I gotta get their opinion, man. I look at, CJ and Terry, man, is, I value their advice of what they can give when it comes to thumbnails and titles and different things like that. So, but yeah, man, so it's something I try to do.
All right, man. I'm gonna take this opportunity because is Power on tonight? Is that what it is?
Yeah, you already know that.
Yeah. So everybody watching Power right now. So, anyways,
I'm definitely gonna watch it.
We're gonna keep rolling. I dropped the link in case anybody wanna, contribute to the channel, whether it's a penny or $1 million. We appreciate it. Either way, even if it's nothing, we appreciate y'all taking the time out of your night when you could have been watching Power or doing anything else. You here with us. So I think we talking about gear tonight, right? Oh, y'all know I love talking about some gear.
It's Terry's language
Y'all
right
know
here.
I love talking about gear. But so somebody asked a question, I think, that spawned this. Who was it, Joan?
Yeah, Joan asked the question. She talked about, basically what's our creative process and basically like the gear that we use for it when it comes to the creation of creating a video.
Hmm. That's a loaded question right there.
So I think we can actually break that up into two. Like we can break it up into, we talk about like what gear we use when it comes to creating videos, as well as like ways to maybe get more gear. Maybe we could talk about that too. But yeah, I definitely think we should start there.
All right, so let me preface by saying this, right? And I'm hot. I just drank all that coffee, so don't mind my ghetto fan right here. But all right, so if you're like a YouTuber or you just getting started, man, it's hard not to. Let me split this up, okay? There's nothing wrong with obsessing over gear. Some of us are just nerds and like new stuff and new cameras and all that stuff. I'm one of them. Devin and CJ are another two of them. However, don't think because you don't have the gear that you necessarily want that you can't create something dope just because you don't have all the gear that's on your little list that you feel like you absolutely have to create. I've had conversations with people who told me, yo, I don't create on YouTube because I don't have XYZ camera or I don't have XYZ lens. And my response was, man, shut up. Okay. There have been channels on YouTube, bro, that have grown to millions of subscribers with just a cell phone. El Jefe used to record with just a
Shout
cell
out to
phone.
El Jefe.
Yeah, Jefe and I guarantee you, if you are engaging and you talk about something that's interesting, people don't care about how good it looks. You know what I'm saying? Tell a story, engage people, and then what gear somebody used all of a sudden goes out the window. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to throw that out there. Don't be afraid to create just because you ain't got the gear that you think you gotta have to create, because people have been doing YouTube for a long time, way before we had A7 IIIs and all that stuff, so don't feel like that. But anyways, who want to pop it off? Who want to pop off?
Shout out to El Jefe. Say he did 100 plus. El Jefe say he did 100 plus videos with a cell phone.
Yo, he literally just got a camera. Yep. And
Yep.
you would never be able to tell. You would never look at Hefe video like, oh my God, Hefe filmed this on a cell phone. Yep. Nobody cared. Nobody care about that.
And if you think about it in perspective, man, like if we're like filming on cell phones, like if you film a video on a cell phone, that's most likely gonna be watched on a cell phone.
Yep. And majority of people streaming 480p anyways.
Yep.
So it ain't nothing wrong with that, man. I always say like the best tool is the one you got in your hand. You know what I'm saying? Use what you got until you can get something else.
The creator Spotlight said he got his first 10K off using the Nikon Coolpix, and that's like a really cheap, inexpensive, very, very basic camera. So respect to that, because 10K.
Shout out to you, bro.
Content is king, man. Content is king.
Yep. Look at
People
Mr.
just
Beast.
want the information.
Mr. Beast started with a cell phone, dog. You talk about one of the biggest YouTubers out there. He got like 20 million subscribers now. Dude grew to his first 6 million with a cell phone, a freaking cell phone. So don't think because you ain't got, XYZ that you can't make something dope. Content is king.
Yep.
However, that don't mean that I don't like gear. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean that.
Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, don't get it twisted, man. Now, don't go broke. It's a fine dance, right? Because like you can have a camera, and you might spot another camera, but before you start spending your money, unless you just got disposable money, you really need to think about like, is this gonna like improve my quality drastically, or is it gonna make me more money? So that's something that I go back and forth with. Like when I do want new gear, like I could do this and this to get it, but will it really make me more money or make my content any better? So with that being said, I don't really have a lot of. I'm lying. All right, I'm lying.
Terry over here trying to be like, look, hey, he trying to be the good cop, but he actually on the bad side. He is a bad influence. Don't listen to Terry. He got all kind of camera gear. And he's scheming, and guarantee when he has the opportunity, his gear closet is going to increase tremendously. Hey, watch this. Everything I love. Like we used to tease Devin talking about he gonna be AK Devin. I guarantee you, when Terry is able to get whatever equipment he want, watch how many cameras that man owns. I promise you.
I doubt it because I'm actually content with the. I'm actually content with the camera I have. The next camera.
Say that now.
Listen, for now.
Listen. If Sony, because obviously I'm a Sony person, so before we get into like gear, like if Sony will come out with a camera that's available around the $2,000 price point, that where is CJ at?
I'm here. I just gotta
y'all put that hashtag.
Let's
go find him, man.
Listen. Sony got to jump up to 10-bit before I spend some more money. I'm gonna just throw that out there.
Canon got 10-bit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That slipped out the mouth. I'm sorry. I'm
not a Canon hater either. It's just I prefer.
I know. You gonna own a Canon? Watch. I already know. Yeah. In the future, you will.
I likely will because even that 90D that just got announced is pretty sick. But let's not digress too much. What do y'all use for y'all creative process? What's your main camera?
I mean, all right. So
no. Let's do this. What did you start with?
Yeah, that's what I'm about to go. That's exactly what I'm about to do. So, when I first started, man, my first video, very first one, was shot on my cell phone. I was using an iPhone 6 Plus. My very first video was shot with an iPhone 6 Plus. Then after that, I was just like, I don't know, this one here ain't gonna work for me. But I was still able to get that video out. Then I went. My wife actually had a Nikon D50-100. Hey, that's old. Hey,
throwback.
Hey, man, my Nikon. Hey, that Nikon was throwback, man. That's Old Faithful right there. But I used that probably for 100, easily 100 plus videos. Like my first full year, and actually, man, my first full year and a half, I used that Nikon D50-100. I'm not gonna lie, and then I'm gonna tell you what happened. This is how I upgraded my camera. So I had an opportunity to work with Topgolf, and I had a shoot that I was gonna work with them on or whatever. They opened up a new place around our area, so I had an opportunity to work with them. So I was like, man, I don't want to go to this shoot, and I got this Nikon D50-100 in my pocket. So I went out and I went to Amazon and I bought the Sony A6500, and I got introduced into what it was like to really own an upgraded style of a camera. I'm not gonna say the A6500 is the best camera, but it has some good, way better features on it than my Nikon. So, and then it was my first step into 4K. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, if you're not shooting in 4K, take your time to get into 4K because 4K is addictive. Once you see that quality of what it outputs from what you come from your old camera, oh man, like it's tough to go back. CJ telling us don't do it. CJ all 1080.
Nah. That's not even it. That's not even it. I started off 4K, but I'll let you keep going.
But so once I got a taste of that 4K life, y'all, it changed my whole world. So then I ended up returning that camera back because I knew it wasn't a camera that I wanted, because one of the things I didn't like about it was the batteries. I hate the battery consumption when it comes to the A6500. I could not stand it. Like I had about at least 7-8 batteries just for like one shoot. It was ridiculous. So CES rolls around, and then I was like, yo, I can't. No. Before we get that, Terry and I got invited out, and I had my Nikon with me, and Terry was eating me up, y'all. Y'all know Terry with the jokes, man. So I'm out there, man. It's me, Terry, Tech Me Out. Shout out to Tech Me Out. And we was out there, man, and you know they got their fancy. I think Tech Me Out. She had the A7 III. Yes. And then Terry had his 6500. Oh no, 6300. You got 60, and they all shooting this all crispiness, and here I am on my Joby. I got my Nikon. I'm looking at the footage, looking what they set up. I'm like, man, I gotta upgrade. So then CES rolls around, and right before CES, man, I had during that time frame, I had the opportunity to work with Samsung and did some stuff with them. And right before CES, that's when I bought my A7 III. It was mainly because I got addicted to that 4K. Like once I stepped into that, every video that I shot after that, and I'm not saying you got to do that. That's the route to go. But for me as a creator, after I saw that 4K and then I went back to that Nikon D5100 quality, it just wasn't the same,
See?
man. And I couldn't keep it. It was a trap. It was a trap. And so I ended up buying it.
Savant just said something super true.
What'd he say?
Even though they say gear don't matter, gear does have its limits. Gear does have its limits, man. When you get to a point where, like for example, like upgrading to a camera that doesn't have slow motion capability, that can literally change your content. You know what I'm saying? So it's certain features that, as you progress in your creative career, whatever you want to call it, like obviously the natural progression is to get better gear, but that don't mean that you got to come out the gate smoking when you don't even understand the difference between the aperture ISO and the shutter speed. You know what I'm saying? So there's a linear progression that happens when you're a creator. When it comes
I actually watched CJ's video when I actually was jumping into the whole A7 III rim. CJ got a video out there, y'all. If y'all don't know, CJ got a video out there when it comes to like what lenses you should buy for the A7 III. Because another reason why I didn't jump into the 4K land, because at the time I didn't understand cameras, y'all. Like literally, I'm fresh in this game about 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago now. Like I'm fresh into understanding camera editing, like all of that stuff I had to learn. So, and I didn't really, like my wife, she understands like how to use cameras and stuff like that. So there was certain things she was able to teach me. But like a lot of the stuff as far as like, aperture, ISO, all that kind of stuff, I didn't understand none of that. So for me, I'm not going to run out there and just go buy a, A7 III, jump into that mirrorless life when, I didn't understand none of it. So during that time, I also took my time. I was still making sure I was putting out content. And then at the same, and still growing, because it was crazy, because even with that camera, like I was still growing at a nice, decent pace. So which let me know that it was some content that I was putting out that still had me growing versus it was the quality of the camera. But CJ got a video out there, man, that helped me a lot when it came to that like what lenses I should buy. Yeah, definitely. Like, yeah, that video is legit, y'all. Like, shout out to CJ for that one, man. That video is legit. And I went out there and I knew what lens I should get based off of the recommendation that he put out in that video. So, but yeah, so that's just a, feather in CJ.
Nah, it's nothing wrong with, like I said, if you got the money to buy something expensive, as long as you understand that you got to learn it. You know what I'm saying? One of my friends I think I told the story before, bought an A7 III, every G Master zoom he could snatch up. Dude got the 16 to 35, the 24 to 70, and I think the 70 to 200 or 300 G Master. And then dude starts saying, man, listen, dude got to sending me, he got to sending me pictures and videos. I'm like, bro, what did you take this on, a potato? He like, no, I just dropped 10 grand on the gear. I'm like, well, it looks trash, okay? So, like, you still, the best gear don't mean that you're gonna get the best footage. When you really learn how to like create and you understand video and stuff like that, you don't really need the best gear, as long as you understand your camera's limitations. But sorry to cut you off. I don't know if you're done.
Oh no, I'm good. I'm
story good. Or not, but
I'm good.
All right, I guess I'll tell my my beginner gear stories. All right, number one.
Wait.
Okay.
Wait. Devin got to say what he's using
now.
Oh
yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Hey, so let's cover the camera. Let's cover like what lens, audio, and then because those are like the pillars of video creation. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Gotcha.
Like camera, audio. You can throw lighting in there. Basically what your basic stuff for filming.
All right. So with all of that, I use the A7 III right now. Like that's my go-to. That's my A cam. Like I use that for all of my shots and my videos. Like I only have one camera. I still have the Nikon, but I just don't use it unless
you got one camera.
I got one camera. And so with the with my lens, I use a 28 mil f 2.0. So it still allows me to get a decent wide enough shot. It's not the widest that I want. I want to jump to that 16 to 35, but I also saw that Sony just came out with that 16 to 55. So I'm still in comparison to that. But my next lens, yeah. Oh, that's for crop. Yeah, because Missy was talking about that. But 85, the 85 mil is that's my next. That's what I want to go to. It's probably the next thing I'm gonna buy within the next probably month, I'll probably have the 85. Let's see. As far as lighting goes, I use two like they just LED lights or whatever. I had bought one that was like over $100. I got played. I don't know why I spent that much. It was at a time I just needed it right quick. But then I found another one that was on Amazon that's actually better. And if y'all got questions on that, y'all can hit me on Twitter. I can let y'all know that. But like, I use because I forgot the actual name of it, but I think it's Vol something starts with a V. Viltrox. But it was like $35. You said what?
Viltrox.
Yeah, I think it's Viltrox. That's what it is. Yep. And it was 35. It's like $35. Super cheap, for lighting at least. And then for my microphone, I use my recorder. I use what's the name of it? I use a lav mic for my audio, and then I use a digital audio recorder for to record all my audio through. And then for my Rap Tech videos, though, I actually use the mic that y'all see right here, which is the Shure SM7B. I record all of my Rap Tech videos on those now. I got spoiled when I did the video with Samsung. I got spoiled, and I ain't never looked back. I did some stuff with them, and yeah, I got spoiled, and I ain't never looked back with that. So I use that for my Rap Tech videos, and then that records into a audio interface, the Scarlett 2i2, and got a cloud filter on it, so it can kind of block out some of the distortion. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And then as far as editing, I edit on Premiere.
Yeah,
as y'all already know.
We know.
You know, that team Premiere, we out here. But yeah, other than that, man, that's what I use as far as like all of my gear that I pretty much use for my videos, man. I don't really have like a crazy setup. At least in my mind, I don't. When I look at, you know, some other creators out there, I don't have a crazy. I just literally got one camera. Terry trying to cut me off.
Oh,
but yeah, that's what I. Terry with a smolder look over there.
Hey, Hefe, real quick, I saw your question, dude. If you're getting noise, that means your lighting is not good enough. That means you're underexposed and you need to add light. So either add light by adjusting like your camera settings or actually add some physical light. If it's exposed right, you won't have noise. So right. If you get noise, what I want to know what CJ putting over his camera, man.
CJ got a magic cloth over there. Like...
what is he? Well, since he was supposed to go, so I guess I'll go. Now I actually started off with a Sony A55. So it was like when Sony was doing like their little single lens translucent thing before they moved to mirrorless. So I went from A55 to A57 to A77, A6300, and now now a A7 III. So, but I've basically, since I started taking YouTube serious, I've been using a Sony A6300, and it's got a lot of limitations. However, again, it's all about knowing how to maximize whatever your camera offers. So that's what I use. I use an A7 III now. A6300, I still kept it for my B cam. For audio, I use Deity. So I either use a Deity VLAV. Now I'll be honest. Even though audio is super important, my audio ain't the best. I ain't figured it out yet. I know I need an external recorder and an interface and all that stuff, but a lot of that stuff is good, man. But again, don't think because you ain't got that you can't create stuff. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I literally just plug my microphone directly into the camera and try to clean it up as much as I can in post. Now, fortunately, Sony got good preamps in their cameras, so you can actually get some pretty good audio out of Sony cameras without needing like a recorder or anything like that. This light I'm using right now is the $20 special off of Amazon. It works. It ain't got like no crazy it ain't got no adjustments or nothing. You literally turn it on and turn it off, and that's all it offers. I do have a few gimbals, so I do think, again, gimbals, like, they're not a necessity because you got to think people were filming way before gimbals even existed. They were using Steadicams and other methods, but I got two gimbals from Tech. I got an AK2000 and the AK4500, which I got videos dropping on them. And then as far as like my main go-to lens, now I'm about to break the rules right here. All right. My main lens for my A7 III, even though I do own other lenses, is the Sigma 16 millimeter f1.4. All of the Sony people about to get pissed off because technically it's a crop sensor lens.
Oh, CJ.
Oh, CJ is back.
My bad,
Oh.
yeah.
But, oh yeah, shout out to Deity. I forgot to shout out Deity, man.
Viper in the building. What up, Viper?
If you,
What up,
Viper, what up? Yeah, if you a creator, man, hit it. Make sure you talk to Deity, man. I love what they doing with creators. But yeah, I'm breaking all the rules. So my main lens for video is still the 16mm Sigma f1.4 on my Sony a7 III. A lot of people are like, you're not supposed to do that, and you're only getting half your sensor. No, shut up, man. The a7 III, when you mount the 16mm on there, and this is good for people that like have a Sony full frame camera but can't afford, the big boy lenses because they are super expensive. When you slap the 16mm f1.4 on an a7 III, it automatically goes into 10 megapixel mode, but 4K is only like 9 megapixels. So it's good enough for video, and you now effectively got like a 24mm f2 equivalent or something like that. But it's a good lens that you can get for around $300 that will give you that super crispy video you're looking for without breaking the bank. So that's still my main lens, and then my go-to for like pictures is either the 50mm by Sony. I think everybody need a nifty 50, and also the 85. So that's what I use. But mine has been a progression, man. I didn't acquire a lot of this stuff until a few months ago. I was using the bare minimum.
Man, Terry just said about 800 cameras. Terry likes gear, y'all. Don't sleep.
Hold on, I got enough camera. Hold on.
Terry started off saying he had about 10 cameras before he landed on the a7 III.
Oh man, they gonna make me feel bad about hitting mine.
Look at him.
Now, I gotta be honest, all right? We've been keeping something tucked, and we will probably announce the details like maybe next week. But we've been working closely with. Should we go ahead and drop it? Say somebody.
Yeah, you could just let them wait till next week for that one.
I'm gonna shut up from here because CJ.
Hey, you know. All right, my turn. Finally, I can talk about my little tech thing. I'm trying to keep it quick. I do got a lot of camera equipment. I ain't gonna lie. I'm probably the biggest camera nut over here. Actually, Terry is. Okay, so I started off my first I got audio? Okay, I got audio. My first 2 or 3, maybe 4 YouTube videos was on a borrowed Sony A50-100. I was waiting on the A6300. I was shopping the 6000, but then when I heard about the 6300, I waited. I got that. So I started off with the 6300 kit lens, shooting in everything in 4K, going 4K crazy, which is why I tell you don't get into 4K, because once you go to 4K, you ain't gonna want to shoot nothing else, but 1080 is perfect. And I did that for a while, and then what did I get after that? I got the Sony a7 III, and I paired that bad boy with the 85mm f1.8.
CJ was doing his his videos for YouTube. All the way.
Yeah, you're the 85.
Fact.
He's 3 miles away from his camera.
Fact. You gotta have at least like a 6 to 7 foot clearance, 100%. And then, so that was the combo I ran with, hopping in the full frame, Sony boy. And then, actually, Modern, I don't know if he's still in here, but Modern Dad, he sold me the Canon M50, and I started using that for vlog content.
Bro, that camera's a beast, yo.
Got introduced to the Canon ecosystem, especially the flip-out screen, which changed me and made me, after that, go grab a EOS R, and I paired that with the 1635 f4. Anyways, what do I really use to create my content? Mainly, it's the a7 III. Right now, I'm using the 35mm f2.8 Zeiss. That's my go-to. I will say this, the go-to lens on YouTube is the Sigma 18-35 f1.8. I highly recommend every creator, if you can get that lens, man, it just changes the game. It has a super minimum focus distance, so it's almost like as if you got a macro joint.
Macro.
Yeah, the thing is super sharp, it's heavy, and everything, but that is the lens. Trust me, you see that lens all over the place because of how sharp. It's like having 4 or 5 or 6 prime lenses in one lens, and that's why from 18 to 35 You got
somebody in your house.
That's my brother-in-law, man. That did look mad creepy though.
Right. It's like, yo, hey Terry, somebody behind you, brother. You good, bro?
You straight? Hey, blink twice,
hey, bro.
player.
You might want to call somebody.
Blink twice if you okay, man. But but the number one thing, like what Terry and Devin said, is you do your research. Before I even bought the A6300, I did hours and hours of research. That's why I was able to make that Sony video about those lenses, and for it to do so well, because at that time I was consuming so much information. I was like living and breathing camera info and learning apertures and all that. I did a video a long time ago, like the early making YouTube series, where I break down aperture and ISO and all that, but you have to go learn that if you're gonna get a camera of that level. So, but yeah, that's what I use mainly. A7 III is my go-to. As far as sound, I use the Sennheiser AVX, which is a wireless lav system. I'm using it now. It's the best of the best. It's expensive, I know. So just like my boy Savant Technology say, over time you upgrade and stuff. So I'm a technology snob. I ain't gonna lie. And as far as lighting, aperture 120D, and that's my setup. But that's not the setup that you have to go get.
Right now, so let's.
Yo, because that 120D is legit.
Yeah,
100%. That's the light.
Also $10,000.
That is the light. I ain't even gonna lie.
So listen, let's pivot this real quick. So maybe it's people in here who don't have a lot of money. Maybe they can't afford to buy an A7 III or EOS R.
Canon M50.
Yeah, we get asked this question a lot on Twitter. Like, if you're on a budget, and what I think 1,000 is a reach for a lot of people. Where is CJ at, man? Yeah. So even $1,000 is a reach for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So I would say, like, if your budget is around $500 to $600, the M50 is the best hybrid mirrorless. It's the best camera that you can get under like $500. It's not perfect, but like it's got a flippy screen, which if you're new to YouTube, yeah, you need a flippy screen. Like once you're about the Sony life, you trust Sony, but if you never, I would suggest.
No, you don't. We all got monitors. Who shoots Sony without a monitor player?
Right.
It's rare.
I just trust the Sony, and it rarely lets me down. But again, a new tuber, a new tuber who don't have experience navigating the menus and all that stuff. Yeah, the Canon M50 is easy to use. It's got a touch screen. It's got a super friendly menu system. You can adapt lenses to it. Yeah, it's lightweight. It's got 4K. It's got 1080p, and it's small. And you can get one for literally under $500. And I really think like it's either that or the Panasonic G7 if you on a budget. So I think another essential, like a lot of people ask, what lens should I get first? I think that's a loaded question. However, like for YouTube stuff, and most of us make like the talking head videos, I would say probably the one CJ is holding, 18 to 35.
Now compare these two. This is like the ultimate combo.
But
everybody can't afford that.
How much is that?
800. 800.
So will we say that's budget though?
That's not budget.
Nah, it ain't. Okay. Budget. The Nifty 50. No, 100%. Nifty. It's $120. $120, and it's sharp. Like I wish I had it in hands reach.
I definitely think starting off, you can get either a 35 or a 50. I think those would be like, when I first started with my camera, with the Nikon one that I had, it was a kit lens that was on it, which I don't recommend. But I went out and bought a 35, and it was super cheap. It was like $100-something bucks, super cheap, and it got the job done. And I think because that was like a graduation lens. Once you hit 800, you up there. Like, you in there. Ain't no cheap lens, but I do want to touch on a question before we get into getting into that question. I know Savant, he asked back a little while ago, he said, do you guys edit your audio in post? And he says, when I say editing, like adding equalizer and all of that.
I suck at it. I mean, I'm learning, so I'm trying to like equalize. CJ is like the audio master. So
yeah, he's the audio guy.
I'm just going to set it up and let CJ talk because I'm learning.
I mean, If you don't know, I highly recommend you learn. You know what? This is some of the things I'm gonna have to start doing these tutorials. I know. Listen, right now, a player burnt out. That's why I haven't done no hustle to create or my photo vlog. But I'm gonna be doing videos about stuff like this. I definitely use compression. That's the number one thing I use. I don't necessarily EQ. I use compression though. I add fullness and loudness to the vocal and audio. So that's the number one thing I go for is compression. But please, if you don't know how to use a compressor, do not just throw any random compressor on there. Learn about how a compressor works, and it's kind of confusing. I'll do a video, player. I got y'all, I promise. Give me time though, because the player burnt out.
CJ is the master when it comes to audio, man. If y'all don't know the rap text that y'all see, the audio that you hear that's coming from that man, like he hooked me up when the last time we was in New York for Unpack, man. And so
bro,
now he got my preset. You said what?
I thought Dr. Dre was in there. That's how cold CJ is.
I'm telling you now, when CJ get in his bag, hey, I'm telling you, when he was in front of that computer, he's like, yo, we got the headphones on. He's sitting there and he adding on his EQs and all. I was like, yo, do your thing, bro. But yeah, so yeah, he's definitely the guy for audio for sure. I'm still learning audio. So I gotta answer this question too. Like, the only thing I try to do, like for my talking audio, whatever, the only one that has, like, I call it the CJ sauce on it when it comes to is to my rap tech videos. That's the only one that has like the CJ sauce on it. But my normal videos, I do a little bit editing when it comes to like when I'm in Premiere. I throw like a little bit on there just to try to make the voice sound a little more natural and smoother. So I do a little bit with that. But nothing like crazy. Like I don't get into nothing too crazy. I just make sure like my audio levels is right, so that way it's not like peaking. I do make sure I check that. So I may take that audio, put it into Audition, and I'll just up the volume and do a little changes there, but nothing too like crazy. So
I wanted to go back real quick.
Yeah.
Just real quick.
Hey, 1 second, Terry, though. Before we leave that discussion, I just want to add this tip in there. If you're using the EQ, you should not be moving upward. You should be only taking out bad frequencies. So I just don't want anybody messing up. Like, if you're in the EQ and you're just pulling up different, like, knobs at different frequencies, you don't know, please.
Well, thanks, because I didn't know that.
I'm gonna let y'all know that.
Hey, he shut some of mine off. He's like, you don't need that. You don't need that.
Exactly.
But before we
what's good, LP?
Audio, I wanted to Devin, I know you said you started with it either 35 or 50. There's two reasons why I'm gonna say that, especially if you're on a budget. A 35 and a 50 you can get for super cheap. Most nifty 50s you can get for like between $100 to $200. I'm actually gonna say on a crop sensor camera like an M50, go for a 35. Because once you add in that crop factor, that 35 is going to take you real close to a 50 millimeter lens. Whereas if you throw a 50 on a crop sensor, then you right around like the 70, so 78, 80 millimeter, and that's not really ideal for like talking head stuff. So I would say start with a 35 if you ain't got a lot of bread. And then as you go, start adding other lenses.
The Sigma 30 millimeter f1.4. That was my first lens I bought. So
that's actually one of the sharpest lenses on Sony.
Fact.
And it's only like $250.
It's definitely worth it.
But yeah, so what was the other question? Because there was one more question we wanted to talk about.
Hold up. Eric Drummond said he dropped 7 videos. Hold up, player. Hey, look.
Dropped 7 videos.
One video at a time, my G.
In one day, Eric. God dang, Eric. Okay, I see you, bro. Hey, man, do your thing, brother.
One video at a time, G.
I will say this though, Eric.
All of these.
Right.
We got some paper. What happened?
Whoa,
Hey, El Jefe, thank you for the donation, El Jefe. My man.
Yo, Eric, one thing I will say, man, is just be careful on releasing all of those videos at one time, because YouTube can look at that as spamming, so they may not push all of your videos out at one time. And I actually learned that from my guy El Jefe, man. So definitely just be cautious with that as far as releasing all of those. Because they may only push up to a certain amount, and then the other ones may not do as well. But But yeah, so just keep that in mind. But man, 7 videos. I see you out there grinding, bro. Keep that going.
I want to know what time frame did you create these 7 videos? Because if you
Man.
did all 7, like in the last 2 days, like,
boy, you team no sleep over there. I see you, Eric. Do your thing, baby.
Somebody trying to come for my crown. Hold up, player.
Yeah. YouTube won't send more than 3 notifications in 24 hours.
Yeah, I learned that from El Jefe, man. So shout out to El Jefe on that. So yeah, so just keep that in mind.
Oh, wait.
Hold on. What he said was wrong with the kit lens. Exactly. The kit lens is perfect.
Oh, the kit lens is trash.
No. Let me say.
Hey, man. Hey, bro.
Let me do this.
Don't set them up, Terry. Don't do that to them.
No. There's a reason why I say this, because kit lenses are not absolutely trash, okay? This, like, for example, the one that comes with most of the Sony crop sensors, the 16 to 50, when I first started getting back into YouTube, that was the thing I was using. So you got to think, kit lenses are cheap, the optics are not the best. However, any camera can perform well, any lens can perform well as long as there's enough light. If you feed the camera light, the kit lens can still make some crispy quality stuff. Now that's for video. Like a kit lens ain't gonna do that good when it comes to resolving a 24 megapixel picture. But when it comes to 1080p and 4K, that's either 2 megapixels or like 7 or 8 megapixels. The kit lens, if you feed it enough light, can do the job. So if that's all you can afford, just be conscious that, the kit lens ain't gonna give you good results in low light. Take it outside, add some lighting, be conscious of your composition, man, and nobody will know you using the kit lens. I'm gonna drop a video. Y'all remember that video I did of my stepsons where they was like running through the creek, and that was done on the kit lens. I'm gonna drop that video.
But I do want to throw in there though. There's nothing wrong with using the kit lens, because I will say I shot probably over 100 videos using the kit lens.
Do you own a kit lens on your?
No.
Where is CJ at? What man?
But I will, and I was actually just getting ready to get to this. So right now with the Sony A7 III, I'm on BH Photo right now with the Sony A7 III mirrorless camera. The kit lens is a 28 to 70 mil.
It's not a cheap kit lens either.
It's not a cheap kit lens, but I will say, if that's all you got for that, then yes, go ahead and get it. But they're charging you about $200. About $200 for that kit lens. I recommend not getting that kit lens,
right, and
splurging and getting that nifty 50 with it.
Right.
I think that's going to be your best route. But Terry is right when he says that if you got great lighting, which number one, your best lighting is always natural sunlight. The video where when we was in New York, and where Casey had us out there at 368, where we got a chance to meet Casey for the first time, that entire trip was shot using a kit lens. And it just shows you the possibilities. Like using a kit lens, I was able to build connections and have connections and build a relationship with the good people over at 368. Casey Neistat, just all these other different people. I mean, my first Samsung deal was able to happen off of a kit lens. My rap tech videos that gained attention of those people was shot using nothing but a kit lens. So I'm not gonna sit up and say that a kit lens is a kit lens I personally don't recommend, but if that's what you got, then you can still get endless amounts of opportunities using a kit lens. I won't sit up here. I won't sit up here and definitely say that you can't get opportunities and different things and stuff like that using a kit lens, because that would be completely false. My journey so far has been based off of that kit lens on that Nikon D5100. I owe a lot. What's up?
I was gonna say, you said something that was super important.
Uh-huh.
The kit lens depends on the camera, because that kit lens for the A7 III alone by itself is like $400 some odd. I would never spend that much money on a kit lens, but if you talking like A6300 or A6400 coming with that 16 to 50 for extra, $50 or $70 that they charge, then in that case, I'm not mad at it. But spending $400 for a kit lens, yeah, absolutely. Take that money and get you like 1 or 2 primes that's cheap, and then you all the way in there. Then you got them primes with that shallow depth of field because of that aperture where you can get, that buttery smooth B-roll, everybody liking all that stuff. But
and a prime lens is gonna also make you more creative. I highly recommend buying a prime lens over a zoom lens when you start out. I feel like it makes you, I don't know, it makes you get up close and it just makes you more creative. Now Ashley did say
make you lazy, man.
Yeah, it does.
Make you lazy.
Makes you lazy. Ashley said that she started shooting with a kit lens. She captured some amazing photos. It's all about who's behind the camera. I cannot agree with that more. It's all about who's behind the camera with CJ back, y'all. What up?
Back, CJ. Again.
But yeah, like she's absolutely right, man. When it comes to just whenever you're shooting, it really doesn't matter what lens you got, but each lens does serve a certain purpose. I do feel like a 50 mil, there's so many different things. It's great for video as well as it's great for photography. Like you can get, man, them shots that Terry took while we was in New York, man, with that 50 is insane. 50
is the most versatile lens.
I 100% agree.
Without going with like cinema lenses, like a 50 is the most versatile photo and videography lens, especially when it comes to like cost versus value.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, that 50. I mean, what is man? If you don't get that $1,000 lens out here,
what he just showed, man? What he showed? What he showed?
That 18 to 30.
Oh man,
I'm telling y'all, this is like
$1,000
like
for taxes.
But here go the thing with that though is I'm not about to recommend, like, I don't know. This is my thinking. An 18 to 35 is a crop sensor lens.
Yes,
That's
which means
so that means you getting like a 27 to like 50 some odd, but that's still that's a very effective focal range. But the problem is on a Sony, that means you're getting 10 megapixel pictures. So if you don't care about pictures, then yeah, the 18 to 35 is butter. But
I feel like the pictures look pretty sweet.
CJ, I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that.
Hold on, now don't hate on my photo game.
but
I'm just saying the pictures look good on it.
So I think
it's a very versatile lens, man.
Wait, you talking about 10 megapixels on which sensor though?
Oh, on Sony.
On both of them, or what are you talking full frame? Or are we talking about
so if you put
crop?
that 18 to 35 on a Sony, then it's gonna automatically throw it in the crop mode, and you getting 10 megapixel pictures, which is good. That's way more than enough for Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that. But like if you're doing it for like prints and weddings and stuff like that, then you would definitely, if you got a full frame camera, you want to get a full frame lens and not a crop lens. If pictures are important. Now that 18 to 35 for video, for like anything up to like 4K, that lens is crazy.
Where am I?
Yep.
Yeah,
I do want to touch on. Oh, my bad.
Oh, I wasn't saying that. I was just gonna say, man, like full frame, like I just love the 85. I think that's like the lens.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite lens.
Oh, man, trust me, that lens is coming home next month. But
you could get them secondhand for like $400, man.
Yep.
The 85.
And it's in the price range.
It's really not that big of a difference between the other Sony 85 and that G Master 85. There's not that big of a difference unless you just pixel.
Yeah, unless you pixel peeping like at the outer edges of the frame, that 85, the regular version versus the G Master can run with it neck and neck when it comes to image quality.
Did y'all talk about what Josh Keonis said? He
said?
He did 300 videos on his smartphone for his YouTube channel.
Bro,
so
I got Josh still using his let's talk about
that. He still haven't gotten a dedicated camera.
Josh still uses his cell phone, yo, and Josh has a million+ view video off of a cell phone. It's gonna let that sink in.
A player like what he had, like 20. What do you have? But 20K. How many subs Josh is at? Yeah. So
Josh, where you at? Shout you out, bro. Where you at in the subs?
Yo, everybody go and follow Josh at this point. At this very
straight
instant.
hustler. Yeah, he a real hustler. I be seeing him.
Definitely hustler, yo.
You know, people
say
hate
25K on a smartphone, y'all.
Listen,
on a Samsung. he on that Samsung.
Let me tell y'all why I love Josh, man. Because it'd be a lot of people like hating on Josh because he posts so much stuff about Samsung. But how can you hate on him? Look what he doing.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Man, get out of here, dude.
Yo, I gotta
had the first unboxing of the Galaxy Note 10. Crush the game, player.
Man, props, man. Because I'm gonna tell you now, I don't even know I'm still trying to figure out how you was able to swing that, bro. But hey, much respect to you, Josh, because hey,
we was all in the hotel room like this dude. Look at Josh.
I said,
we
man,
all in
winning.
New York like this
Josh
dude,
done
Josh.
pulled one
Straight
on.
winning.
Cause I'm be honest with y'all, like for those out there, man, that don't know, like I said, we were fortunate enough to be able to go to Unpack, and Unpack is a grind. And when we saw that video with Josh go up, man, we was like, my God, Josh out here grinding, man. So shout out to him, man, because that was a dope video, man.
Yeah, he won, and he didn't even. He won, bro.
Yeah, Unpack was fun, man.
Yeah,
hey, drop the link in case we gotta hit this last question before because there was one more part to the question, right?
Yeah.
Like five. I think it was 5.
Yeah. So she was just basically.
Player, we might have to push. Look here. Joan ain't even here. Look, hey, we gonna have to push. Joan, you gonna ask all these questions and not show up for your questions to be answered? Your second question is being bumped.
Let's make it quick.
In the replay, we talking about you, Joe.
Nah, player. Look, we at 105, hour 05. Look, y'all. Y'all had me over here sleepwalking last time. Look at player. We supposed to keep these around an hour.
Yeah, that is fact. Yeah,
and Terry was the one enforcing the hour, so I'm gonna be Terry this stream, y'all. I'm sorry.
Wait. Don't leave yet, man.
I'm not leaving. I'm here, man. You know, I done left enough. I'm sorry.
You said those trigger words we talked about, man.
What'd I say?
You know them trigger words we be talking about when we trying to devise titles and stuff, or we in our videos. There's certain words you say that automatically trigger actions in people. And you said we gonna put that off to next stream. Don't do that, CJ.
Well, it's fact. It's fact though. Wait, because Joan been in every stream. She ain't even here at the time we give the most answers to her questions. So we gonna wait for Joan to be here next week.
No, we gonna cuss her out is what we gonna do. She gonna get this work.
Cause Joan be blowing up the Twitter, but she ain't here for the stream. Right. So look, we gonna push her question to next week.
All right, so let's open it up there. So before we move to
this what y'all want to talk about in the cafe next week, y'all?
Wait. Oh no,
I'm sorry. I was asking for the.
Yeah, we dropped the link. Just got dropped.
Thank you. Who's that? Wait, what does that say? Stacy Morgan? It's kind of small. I can't see. Because I'm trying to read. Y'all don't understand. Y'all can't see my setup, but I'm trying to read who donated. Thank you, Morgan was the last name.
Oh,
but I think it was Stacy. Yeah. Stacy Morgan. Thank you. But yeah, we need more questions for next week. Yeah, if y'all, whatever topics y'all want to talk about on the next cafe.
Joan is not allowed to ask a question for next week.
She definitely is not. She is not.
She's on suspension right now.
I want to talk about some controversy, man. Y'all know how I want to talk about some creative.
All right, wait. Before you get to that, let's let the people start typing. Right. Hey, you guys, what topics you guys want in the cafe next week?
I do want to talk about because we talked about a lot of budget.
Josh, you can always watch the replay, player. We keep him up. You got you.
Josh,
that's right.
Yeah, but like if we talked about a lot of like budget stuff, so I don't want to assume that everybody is on a budget.
Are we gonna talk about the big money?
Hey, let's talk about the big money, man. Like I think not everybody listening some people may have that bag, and they may just be like, all right, well, what's some gear that is top gear, that may cost. I think we should talk a little bit about that too. That way
I'm not buying no more cameras until
until next month.
Nope.
A7S3 gonna come out with 10-bit, and you gonna want it.
I'm not blowing no $4,000 on a camera. It's not gonna happen. I will gladly wait till it comes cheaper.
Okay.
Because say that till you start getting that bag.
Like if you really want the most complete camera you can get that's video centric, the Nikon
Stacy, what up?
67.
Look here, player. Maybe not. I don't know. You said video though. What about stills? We need hybrids. It's all about hybrids in
the Nikon is
2019.
So they got Sony sensors.
Sound like a Samsung move. Okay, Sony, I see you.
Look, people don't get them Nikons enough love. Them Z6s and Z7s, without jumping up to like a Panasonic, the new ones that cost $4,000, them Nikons, man, and that Canon EOS R, even though I hate on it a lot, when it comes to like all out video quality.
TJ over there getting ready. He about to show me.
I mean, I gotta pull it out. You know what I'm saying? He just called out the Canon.
Yeah, like, yo, I'm about to show
like,
look at it.
Yeah, too bad 4K is like
man, you giving the Canon too much credit, man. Let me hold up.
All right. So look, this is 1300 right here, the RX 100 Mark 7.
Lord, for a point and shoot, Lord, it better have that heat.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's why I bought the Canon G7X. I ain't gonna lie, because the RX
you better get that cool pics. Better get that cool pics.
Honestly, the G7X. Okay, we all over. Where are we going? Where are we going, Terry? You go ahead and get it together.
All right, so we're talking expensive. So Terry, from your perspective, what's some expensive gear that you say that you like that you would recommend for a creator out there? Expensive gear. We're going to Ballers Edition.
If I had all the money I wanted to buy whatever I wanted, I would probably go with. And I'm only saying this because I'm sick of Sony ripping us off. And not ripping us off. I talked about this in my last video, but I'm sick of Sony not giving us.
I know you ain't switching teams on us.
Man, if I had all the money I could get right now, I would likely get. Probably,
you getting a Black Magic, huh?
No, because it don't do stills. Like if I gotta pick one camera, the Black Magic don't do stills. So if I had to pick one camera, it will probably be the Nikon Z7 as the most complete mirrorless camera you can get out there.
You going Nikon?
Yeah.
How much is that Nikon D7?
It ain't cheap, bro.
D7? Cheap. You said D what?
Nikon Z7. Now, ideally, I want the Sony A7 III, but that ain't coming. The A7S III, but that ain't coming out until. Yeah, that ain't coming out until Devin stop wearing undershirts. So.
Hey, what is Stacey Morgan painting? Stacey Morgan, I'm just painting names on the YouTube Wall of Fame. I would love to add creators Caf3 to the wall.
Can we see? Like I'm new to this. Respect. I would love to know what this is about.
Big respect.
I'd like to get more info on it.
Yeah. Stacey, are you following any of us on Twitter? Like we definitely would like to. I know personally I'm interested in that because that's such a bold statement.
Yeah.
And I would like to see who else.
Hit us up on Twitter.
Yeah, hit us up. Hit us up, baby. And thanks for the donation. Very much appreciated.
That Nikon Z7 3000, boy, that's just for the body. Woo!
Just the body, right?
Woo! You still gotta buy a lens.
Yeah.
Wait, how much he said it was?
That was 3,000. Yeah. That's just for the body.
Ideally, like it will probably, if the Sony A7S III is everything that they say it's going to be, it will probably be.
Yeah, A7S III is probably like that.
Hold on, my wife is trouble right now. What'd you say?
That's an expensive camera, bro.
Huh?
I don't know, man. I just look at Nikon as more for photos. Nikon, I think, is top for photos. Nikon can shoot great for photography, but when it comes to video, I don't know.
Yeah, they haven't really got with the Joneses until the Z series came.
Yeah, because they so far behind. Like when it comes to cameras, it's like I feel like Sony and Canon are always on the cutting edge.
Panasonic is too.
Yeah, and Panasonic. But then it's like Nikon 2 years later, like, oh yeah, we got mirrorless too. It's like
what happened is they too late to the party, man.
Yeah, they always late. Always late.
Now,
but I will say they got the dopest displays at CES though. I ain't gonna lie. They display.
Now we can't forget about Panasonic, man. That new Panasonic S1R or whatever it's called. It's a full frame mirrorless. Y'all know how crazy Panasonics are when it comes to video, but that thing is like $4,000. So I would no, you know what? I'm lying. I would probably likely go for the most expensive Panasonic I can get.
You ain't getting that red camera?
It can't do photos. I take too many pictures.
And imagine having to lug that around, like.
Right.
Yeah.
What you would get, Devin?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I ever wanted. I don't know.
You saying that?
No, I don't think I ever want one, man.
So if our
it's not
friends
a versatile camera.
Wait. If our friends over at BA's hit you up and said, "Yo, Devin, come to New York. You can pick anything in this warehouse. What you getting?"
I'm gonna be honest. It wouldn't be a red, bro. Have you seen the process of even
Bro,
working with that footage.
That's not what I asked. I asked, what would you get?
All right, what am I getting?
Like getting a Red camera comes with a whole entire, like getting anything cinema related comes with an entire separate investment. You got to have enough horsepower in your computer. You got to have storage. You got to have, like, it's an entire ecosystem you got to buy into. What would you get?
Man.
Hefe said C200, but that's, that's like more cinema.
You know what? That's probably what I would get, but it would be the C300. When we was in New York, I got a chance to play with that bad boy. That's probably what I would get. It's the C300. That's probably what I would buy. And I would use my Sony a7 III for like photography.
What lens would you get if you had to pick one lens? I already know what you're gonna say.
Oh yeah, you already know. I'm getting that 18 to 35. Or
Sony? No, you talking about 16 to 35.
16 to 35. Yeah, I'm getting that 16 to 35. That's probably what I'm gonna get.
If I had to pick one Sony lens, if they just said, if our friends like at BH like, Terry, come pick out whatever you want, I'm probably gonna get
or the 24 to 105.
That's a hard one. If I had to pick one lens, you know what? I would probably pick that 24 millimeter G Master, because that joke is $2,400. Cause I don't really need like a telephoto lens. I'm cool with what I got, and I'm not shooting sports and all that stuff. So I would probably get that 24 millimeter f1.4. CJ, what you getting if our friends are at BH like CJ knows tech, you can come pick whatever you want out of this warehouse. What you gonna get, player?
Man, I think oh man. I don't know, man. I don't want anything too big. Like
lies.
Nah, for real, because I don't like lugging around. I wouldn't want to lug around a big cinema camera, to be 100%. And not at least I don't see it being convenient from dealing with what we have to deal with. I probably just want the A7S III, man. That's all I want. I just want Sony. I want first dibs. I want to be the first person in the United States of America to have the Sony A7S III. That's what I want. I want first dibs. I want to have it and be able to do content with the A7S III before anyone else.
C200.
What lens?
Lens. If you could pick any lens.
Ah, man, I think it's going to have to be the 16 to 35.
That's 16 to 35.
I gotta go 16 to 35. I need a little zoom. I need to be a little versatile. It's hard. It's in between the 24 to 70 or the 16 to 35. I need some type of zoom.
Yeah, you're right.
I like the long. I actually like longer focal lengths than shorter. To be honest, I really love like that 85. It has a place in my heart like no other. I love the compression.
It's been on my camera since I got it.
So I might even go 24 to 70 G Master low key, just so I can get that 70 millimeters of reach, and then I can just open up the 24 for 24 is still doable for vlogging. It ain't the best, but you can still do it. So I think 24 to 70 Sony A7S III G Master, 2470 Sony A7S III. That's my goal.
All right, Devin, what you was gonna say?
Sony.
Sonny, what up?
Yeah, I'm back. Yo.
What up? We here, man. I mean, if you watching the stream, Sonny, you know.
Hey, man, they be trolling, man. Sony big trolling.
Say, man. I don't know.
All right, man. Well, listen. So let's go ahead, like everybody that stopped through tonight, man. Drop if you got any questions, suggestions that y'all want us to talk about next week. I'm gonna be honest. I want to talk about something that like something controversial that's creator related though. Like,
what are you talking about? Can you go ahead and tell us what you talking about, man? So I can know.
I don't have a topic right now.
You just going around looking for beef? Player.
I'm for tech beef, player. But I like talking about stuff that maybe other people won't talk about. I'll tell y'all. Okay, I'm gonna drop my recommendation. All right, since don't nobody want to get frisky with it, I would like to talk about. And we touched on this briefly before, but I would like to talk about inequalities in the YouTube space, specifically like gender inequality. I got somebody in specific I would want to maybe not join in, but maybe get up in the stream. But like gender inequality, I know me and Hefe have talked about this before, racial inequality, nationality inequality, in the creator space. I would love to talk about that because it's something that a lot of people won't discuss, and I thought that's what we was here for. I thought we was here to talk creator stuff. even the stuff that don't nobody want to talk about. So that's my vote.
Okay. You know, we talking about cameras. EH Photo just sent me an email. Hey, you still interested in that 24 mil?
Right. But yeah, y'all drop questions, man. Whatever you think a dope topic for next week would be to talk about. I know a lot of people starting to show up kind of late, which is all good. Y'all make sure y'all get that replay action going. But
Kaya, what up?
Yeah,
Kaya,
give us some
technical. What up?
Yeah, because the player hungry. Hey, look, man, y'all. Hey, look,
I gotta help my wife get her YouTube page going. That's what I gotta do after this. We went and filmed a video for her today and took pictures and stuff. So I gotta see. She over there scratching at my back from the staircase, waiting for me to get off of here.
I told you to get off a long time ago. Look, don't nobody want to listen to CJ. Now
well, Devin is the one, Devin.
Hey,
nah, this time it was Terry.
The people want to know, man. The people want to know.
Devin
what he brought
up?
Let's talk about
Terry over there with his fan.
Yeah, that was C-Kid. Yep. Oh,
hey, man. Don't put it on me, man.
Hey, we docking C-Kid. We muting C-Kid for 20.
People want to know.
Hey, look. All right.
Y'all can thank me for a little bit more of our time. It's okay, y'all.
I'm hungry. I'm
nobody
hungry.
Want to drop questions. I like another thing we could talk about is like how do you handle? We might have touched on this a little bit, but how do you handle like YouTube hate coming from like not other creators? Not other creators.
Terry want to talk about all that. No, the haters gonna
man,
hate.
Terry just at some point you just gonna have to.
Listen,
hey, look, man.
I just want to fight.
No,
Seriously. A lot of people get discouraged, and I'm not talking about creator hate. I'm talking about putting up a video and how do you deal or cope with some of the negative comments and stuff that come with YouTube. Like, I know we've maybe touched on that lightly, but that could be very discouraging for a lot of people who are YouTubers. So I'm just trying to throw out suggestions since everybody else ain't saying nothing.
Nah, that's a good topic. I definitely do want to kind of touch on that because I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, man. Like, when you start growing and having success, man, you outgrow certain people, and man, it's a lot of things that happen that shouldn't happen for no reason. It's kind of unfortunate. So I definitely could touch on that topic. Hey, if anybody, all the people in here that is a subscriber to me, thank you guys, because I did just cross 30K. I'm probably gonna do like I might do like a live stream on my main channel at some point, but I just want to thank everybody that is sub to my channel. And thank you, man. I don't really have one right now. I just, you know what I'm saying, man? I'll just play the claps though, but I just want to thank everybody that has supported me. A lot of y'all are some of my longtime supporters that I see up in here, man. So I just want to say thank you guys, man, because it's been a long road. But we could definitely talk about that, Terry, because, it's unfortunate. Like, y'all know I don't be on no drama. I don't be on nothing, man. But for some reason, it is what it is. But I want to talk about that because it could be discouraging to some of y'all when you want to come up and you see relationships change or shift for no reason. Hey man, Travis, I stay in the cave, player. You know what I'm saying?
What up,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
hey, we 2 hours ahead of you, player. He on the West Coast.
Yo, I appreciate
giving
that,
you some
bro.
good.
I'm getting there, brother. I appreciate you.
Travis, we was giving you some good peas earlier, so
we might want to bring, because there's a lot of my creative friends that have grown. I'm curious what their experience has been. Travis has blown up. Hefe and all that stuff, man, because, man, it's crazy on the road to, like, just growth and just anything. It's just crazy how things shift, man. We definitely could talk about that, Terry.
Oh,
that's a
fire question.
Yeah,
Travis hit 40K today or tomorrow, man. Travis, look, man, we've been talking about you basically like every stream. You might not see it, but like your growth.
Maybe Travis should be on here.
Yeah, well, maybe we should get Raccoon Neck on here one of these days, man. Oh, look who just popped up.
Oh, wow. No, Joan. Bye, Joan.
That better not be Joan. It's Joan. Joan, oh, no. Joan, let's just say this. You're going to have to watch the replay.
Right.
Because we talked about you tonight.
Bye. Oh, that's wild.
Joan, it's all love. It's all love.
It wasn't nothing bad. It was just like
ain't nothing bad.
Here, drop 4,000 questions. You better show it on the stream.
Yeah, we answered your questions. The one stream we
ain't even
addressed
here.
all of Joan's questions. She left. She wasn't even with us, man.
Yo, but Ashley did. Oh, she did drop a fire question. She said,
Yeah,
maybe this is
that's a
already
good
been
one.
asked, but if there's one thing you could change about YouTube, what would it be, and how would you fix it? Man, that's a lot to talk
That's
about.
a loaded question.
Also use
That's
it.
boy.
Also
The
use
whole lot I would fix.
That's a
Jones'
loaded
last
question. Hey, man,
question about-
hey, the stream's starting to get, like, where are you people? Hey,
showing up now.
hey, no, you know what it
See,
is?
he's trying to eat his
Power-
noodles and noodles
no,
over there,
Power
man.
is
You know.
over. That's what happened. People done watching Power, now they rolling in. I see y'all.
Right, everybody rolling in. Yo, let us know if Power was good today. Did he add the theme song back?
Man, hey, look, man, we ain't gonna talk
Let's
about
like we
Power
about to
here.
go
Power
there.
ain't sponsored this spot. We ain't talking about no Power. Look. Yeah, we were supposed to be off of here 25 minutes
be
ago.
All right, so look, we got
I'm hot and hungry.
Derek keeps
Question.
talking. Look at him. He's still talking.
Jones' next question we gonna do next week. That was the top, the 5 things, like the little checklist, new creators.
A barbecue sandwich to it. What the?
See on
Hey,
that
look,
Popeye
man, we ain't
chicken
going there. Look, man, look. Joan, we're going to answer one of your questions next week. We answered one of them this week.
Yes, all of them.
Watch the replay. Yeah, we actually answered a couple, and then we'll answer one of them next week. And I think I might want to try to get, like, I don't know, Travis or someone who's blown up in here, because I want to have a conversation. Kind of what Terry talking about. Let's just expand on that if we can.
Yeah, Travis, we gonna talk, player. Look, CJ got eggs on the stove. He got a pot pie.
I ain't
in the
even
oven.
cook. I don't even got
Trying
nothing to heat it up, man. That's what I'm saying. I'm on hangry status right now.
Hey, I just want to point out that it's not me that's still talking.
All right. Hey, y'all. I'm about to drop
I just
that
want
beat.
to throw that out there.
Hey, look. I'm about to drop that song. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can turn your speakers up.
Why is the
Turn the
song
speakers
so
up.
fire, man?
Hey, it's about
Hey,
Why the song so
Hey.
fire? Play the song, man.
Now, this is
Let's
one
go.
song that I added some. I did get to add. I
that's
was somewhat a
talking
part of this song. But here we go. All right. That's why the music playing. Peace
Hey,
out,
drop the
y'all.
donation link real quick in case anybody want to, send CJ a birthday gift at the end.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
nah, we need to. Hey, look like you see as y'all donate, our Skype is actually starting to act a little bit better though. But anyways, though, respect y'all. Peace.
Hey, Ashley, stop spamming.
Yo, this is the first one that we actually got through without it cutting out on us.
Well, CJ got attacked 4 times, so
Hey, who's talking now?
Welcome to the Cafe A. About to get you live stream play by play. CJ in here, Terry in here. I'm just trying to get your boss speakers up here. What we say?
CJ knows
Started on this
sex
journey, we ain't
video
never trying to
coming
finish.
soon.
First phase, this is just beginning of this business. Thanks for tuning in because we really need a witness. Running in this race, but it's still
Hey, the
with the
headphone jack is
CJ
gone,
ideas
Terry.
with the quickness.
The
Then it's me
headphone jack
connect
is
got
gone,
app
Blair.
business. Next add y'all the artist to the mix. Woo! Stay lit, my guy, we winning. Time to have fun, Cafe. Whoa! 3 creative, 3 perspective, 1 goal.
Listening to
Grab your
that light.
popcorn now, let's play. Everybody, welcome to Creative Cafe. Hey!
Hey, man, I'm over here sweating, brother.
listening.
I ain't have good.
Hey, you guys, I'm sorry, but y'all hearing the behind. They in the green room don't know how to act. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Ashley, stop trolling. Stop spamming the comment section.
Welcome to the Cafe A. About to get you live stream
Spamming
play
them
by
emojis,
play.
man.
CJ in here, Terry in
Chill
here. I'm
out.
just trying to get your boss speakers up here. What we say? Started on this
Joe,
journey,
bring
we
us
ain't
the
never trying to finish. First phase, this is just beginning of this business.
Joe better
Thanks
be
for
in the
tuning
next
because we really
stream.
need a witness. Running in this race, but it's Terry with the vision. CJ ideas with the quickness. Then it's me connect dot app fitness. Next add y'all the artist to the
ribs
mix.
over
Woo!
here.
Stay lit, my guy, we win. Time to have fun, Cafe. Whoa! 3 creative, 3 perspective, 1 goal. Grab your popcorn now, let's play. Everybody,